Okay. Right now, we're going to do our lightning round. We've got a small presentation by Rick, N0KYN. We're going to talk about a ham clock, and he's got a little presentation to show you. I'm super interested in this myself. So, Rick, thanks for coming up, and let's see what we got here.
Okay. Here first. Okay.
He has a clock.
Give us just a sec. We're doing a little technical stuff here.
Okay. I didn't think so. No.
Yeah, you'll take it.
This one I have in my hand is called the Innovative Micro. It's a computer. And it runs a little 4-core, one of those IoT, like a Raspberry Pi, processor. Doesn't have much memory. But you buy this thing from this guy. I bought it. It was $35 at that time. Did it come up or is it not? Throw it in and out. And he sells them, and it has about 8 or 9 ham radio programs on it. And once we get this working, no input to text. Well, here we have technical difficulty. There we go. And it's called the Innovative Micro. And it comes up, and you'll see the interface here, which is like a Windows interface, but it runs Linux. It's based on Raspberry Pi. But the nice thing about this is no input detected. Anyway, I'll continue on talking about it. I run it at home all the time. I work a lot at HF. And you ever see these N0KYN for $400 and some odd dollars? Right. Well, this is about $40. And you can put your own call in it. It should be hooked up to my phone, my hotspot on my phone. When I left home, it worked. And it's got a little bit to go. But you have different screens. You have your home. This is your home address. You can do satellite tracking with it. It's got your time and clock and your call. You got live spots. You got POTA. It's cutting off the sunspot activity. Then you can see the gray line, and you can track spots on it. It does run in HD, which evidently this camera's not an HD camera. Anyway, so I'm going to bend down here and get the mouse going. There's the little red mouse. So you can go up here and you could make this thing do whatever you want. It's not working real well today. What's going on? It's unlocked. Oh, this is weird. We're perfectly at home. Okay, let's see if this works. No. Anyway, it always doesn't work when you're.
That's right. Every time.
Every
time.
But this tracks your frequency range on the different bands and tells you what the band condition is. Over here to the right, which you can't see, tells you your sunspot activity, what your sun's doing. You can change this, like for this one here, you can do the solar flux, solar wind, space weather, sunspot, planetary, ADIF. This is really weird why this is not working.
I think it clicked when you clicked it.
Yeah, this is really. Anyway, you can change this map to show topical. You can put the grid lines on it by country. You can do, there it's starting to activate here. Maybe the little, it's not fast. There's only ones about 1.7 gig. So if you, there you go. If you click and you say you want, you can change the map the way you want the map to look. You can put your own data in. This changed on me here. There's the satellites. ISS is selected. The reason why I can't click on it is there's nothing to click on over here. It's not on the full screen.
It's probably loading slow because you're on.
I'm on my phone, yeah. Yeah. So there's the satellites. See, there's a whole other listing of satellites, and off the screen is where you say OK. But it works really good if you're home and you have it hooked up to your monitor.
Hit the enter key. See if it'll do it.
No, we're going to turn the.
Okay. Yeah, try to hit the enter.
And it has a USB port, 2 USB ports, an HDMI port, a sound, it's got an audio port, and it has an Ethernet port. Now it does come with Wi-Fi in it. We must have lost the signal. There it goes. There it goes. And you can also buy, what I did is I bought the little Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter he sells for like $10, $11. And it gives you a little bit faster speed on your Wi-Fi. Now I plug my Ethernet into this, and I don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi because it runs it much faster. But that's ham clock. You can make it as customized as you want to whatever you want. And I have it up on a little 14-inch flat monitor mounted on the wall, and I can sit there and face it right to my where I'm operating on HF. And I can see all the data I need. It shows you the spots. The POTA comes up on it, so you can see what the activity is on the POTA. The other live spots, it'll come up and tell you what's active and pulls off the data off the internet. It also has WinLink on it.
Really?
It has FL Digi, all the FL Digi things on it. It's got the Gridmaster on it. And it all comes, if I can get out of this, let's redo it.
So it'll let you operate FL Digi from it?
Yeah. And you can rock, it also comes with WJST on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so if you go back in here, and boy, that's weird. Get rid of this. Come up here to applications and go down to ham radio. There's FL Amp, FL ARQ, FL Digi, FL Messenger, FL Rig, Grid Tracker, ham clock setup, JSA call, PatWin, all the configuration for packet, QDMR, we're doing a DMR programming on a radio, Quadra ham apps installer, so if he comes out with some more ideas, you can pull them right off his web page instead of look all over for them, and WJTX. So if you start WJTX, it comes up just like WJTX. You can operate on it. And that's a nice program to run. Also, it has Firefox. It has word processing. It has a small data, like a spreadsheet program to it. Spotify, if you listen to music. You can see your files on it. You can do file folders. It operates a lot like Windows, but it does use Linux. And so there are some Linux commands. You don't need to learn them. You really don't. Also has a micro SD card inside. So let's say you blow something up and you mess up the program. You go over to Innovata and you can download the file, the image file, to put this thing, you can reboot it and put it right back on the image file that he has already out there, so you don't have to reconfigure the thing from the start. It's, I bought mine, it was $39. I think the demand is so great, it's $49 now. But it comes with a power supply, the USB cable. That's about it. But you go to innovative.com and you can see all the stuff he has. And this guy's a ham making ham stuff. So it's based on the Raspberry Pi, but it's not a Raspberry Pi, but it uses that ARM processor. Any questions?
What about loading drivers from radios?
Don't need to.
Don't need to.
No. It takes the input from the sound card, USB sound card.
So is this device running, it's running Linux. Can you just take the ISO for this Linux distribution and put it on any computer? Like, is it freely available
Well,
online?
a lot of people ask that on his web page. And to move it to Raspberry Pi and that kind of stuff. No, because he's got this code written out just a little bit different than a Raspberry Pi code. Now, if you can do what I did when I first started using ham clock, is before I found this thing, I had a Raspberry Pi laying around, and I went on there and I put Raspbian on it, and then I took and I found the ham clock thing, and I went through, it was about an hour and a half to get ham clock to load on it, on the Raspberry Pi, and to get it configured, but you can do it. Now also, you can put ham clock on Windows, you can put ham clock on Mac, or, you know, do it the easy way I did it, just use that little, you know, I found that pretty easy. Plus, you're not tying up your main computer. You know, if you're doing a logging program and running another, you know, like WJSGX or something like that, you know, you're not tying up your main computer with this running on it. So, it's for $40, it's a pretty good deal. Any other questions? Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. It's always good to have some more tools. Don't forget, everybody, we got a post. Oh, okay. We've got the your little QR code on the table. We really want to get your feedback and know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see. Okie doke. I think we went through everything pretty quick, so we're good. We appreciate the speakers for being on time. I know it's tough to do a 15-minute talk, but it sure is nice, and I've been personally enjoying it, so if you enjoy those things, let us know. Okay, I don't think we've got anything else here, so let's do this. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We do have a second, okay. All right, so we will adjourn, and it is right now, guys, 20:15. So we've got to be out of here before 40 minutes after the hour. So you've got a couple minutes, and there's still beverages over here, drinks, snacks, and then make sure that we're getting out of the building before 8:40, please. Thanks. Good to see you. See you at the next meeting, and hope to hear you on the air.